Hello. Uh, we are looking at EU. EU, of course, it also goes along with DXY. So just take a look at EU, then we look at DXY. Okay, so that we can be able to identify uh, price for today and how the market is likely going to play about. Okay, and especially NFP that's coming up in the next hour or so. Right. So basically, on EU, this is what I have. Can I just turn on something? The daily sessions so that I could be able to identify my days as it goes. Okay. Yeah. So basically, this is what I have on EU. This is what I'm assuming is going to happen on EU. So at first, I'd already placed my line over there. So let me just place it up correctly. That was it there. So yeah. So I'm looking at EU and we have a previous daily high. I have an order block. I have a change of character right over here. I have liquidity over here. I have liquidity over here. Yesterday's low wasn't taken out. Today's low isn't taken out. Yesterday's high was taken out. Yesterday's high hasn't been taken out yet. So I am looking at if the market could just come all this way, take that high out, then news might likely to sell, NFP might likely to sell. So yeah, we have a breakout structure to the downside over here. So we might likely see prices coming all the way down. And if news doesn't sell, that means that there's a high chance it's going to buy. Why is it going to buy? It's going to likely follow to come onto these lines over here. These are buy side liquidity lines, or it's gonna come and give us a third touch to the item over here, to the trend line that's over here. Let me just do that. Still, now there's a lot of stuff. Let me just turn that off so that you can be able to see. Okay, so it's likely gonna come and touch this trend line over here, then come all the way down. Likely that's gonna happen, reaching really the center of the order block of this order block over here that we have here to the downside. Okay, so we might see that, but we see that prices came over here and hit the lows and hit these highs here, taking out this whole liquidity, providing us with a change of character over there, taking out liquidity down here and coming all the way. So it didn't even reach this liquidity zone over here, not that this liquidity zone as well. So we might see that prices might actually come down, hit those lows, and come all and then go back up. I don't know, I'm not really sure, but whatever setup is might likely present itself to us. We will get that. So we will see that prices came, broke the low, made a break of structure over here, made a break of structure over here, came back up. Made a change of character over here to the upside, then changed character again to the downside, came back up, took out this order block, came to this order block, came down, changed character, and then now it's kind of correctively going up that direction. As you can see, it's kind of correctively going up in that direction. So we might say that we could take it from there, that area over there. So it's collectively going up to this direction. We're seeing it break down or even come all the way up, hit that, then go all the way up. Seeing, we'll see how the fundamentals go, anyways. So yeah, we might expect any of the two. Whether the market is going to go up and come down and go up. So in order for us to actually see that that's really going to happen, we also need to look at DXY. DXY also helps us to see the direction bias of the whole thing on how it's going to play out. Okay, so DXY, this is a position I've had for quite a while on DXY. It's a position I've had for quite a while on DXY. So we'll see how that actually pans out, whether it's still going to continue going up or it's actually going to tap down into this zone over here, filling up all the survival gap and going back up. But we're seeing that we have a change of character over here, but where there's a gap, I'm not sure whether it's the broker I use, but there's a gap here on DXY. So the market didn't fill that up, so it might want to go back and fill that up using news, then maybe come down. I don't know, due to the breakout structure we have over here, the change of character we have over here, breakout structure over here, and liquidity zones being left all here, here, and there. Asian high not being taken out. So we might see actually DXY going up or actually continuing on the way down, then from there going up with the news. So let's see the news itself on what we actually think is going to happen. Let's just take a look at the news. So yeah, that's what is currently happening on the DXY. That's what I'm seeing because we're at a daily demand over here, and we look like we're going on an uptrend. We're already in a new month, and the previous month closed bullish. So we're hoping that the current month will actually close bullish as well. So let's look into here. We have non-farm payrolls over here. Um, so the forecast is 180 over the previous, which is 360. So we might likely see the dollar go down due to this on the non-farm payrolls. And as you can see, most of the news is actually negative in terms of non-farm payrolls that we actually have on this news over here. So we might see the dollar rally down, then from the rally up. I'm not really sure, but we might see because of the strong movement. As you can see, the 180K is not enough for us to actually pump the markets to the upside, actually to pump the markets to the downside. So we'll see how it actually pans out at the very end of it all. So let's just take a look at the higher time frame, which is the D1 time frame, and look at the trend and where it's actually going and where it actually wants to really go. So we can see here on the daily time frame. Let me just take that out so you can be able to see clearly. Here on the daily time frame, we can see that we've had a break of structure to the upside, and the market actually intending to kind of come down, but it looks like it's making a continuation pattern, which is kind of a bullish flag to the upside. If I draw over here, definitely those things will come back again. But let's just leave it like that. So we can see that the market is actually making a bullish flag kind of pattern. So we might see it testing down again, then going all the way up. But we need to close this gap before we can do that. So we might see news going back all the way up there. And do we have a breakout structure to the upside? So we could say we have a breakout structure to the upside, or maybe not even. Let's just take that out. But it's not really that much. Yeah, but we could have a breakout structure to the upside. Um, looking at Dubai after the previous low, the previous daily low has been taken out. Let me just do this. This previous low here has been taken out to the downside. Then from there we might look to buying. Yeah, on the DXY over there. So we're looking at the market actually coming all the way up at the very end of it all, right? We're looking at the market going up at the end of it all. So we'll just look and patiently wait. So technically we're on an uptrend. When we scale it down to the H4 time frame, and already we are starting off at minus 24%. We've been down minus 24%, and I'm sure that when the New York session comes in, which is already now, it's going to try to push prices to the downside trip, lots of volume to the downside, then from there try to head up during the news. Maybe we might just see a flip on the downside, and from there we might see a flip on the upside, just trying to take out these lows, yesterday's lows, and see that the market will actually come to this H4 um, liquidity H4 item. What do you call it? What you call it? It's a fair value gap. Yes, H4 fair value gap. Let me just highlight that over there. H4 fair value gap was fair value gap. H4 fair value gap pump. So we might see that happening in terms of the DXY is concerned. So it could come down to the H4 fair value gap. Then we go long. I'd gone long here, so just gonna leave this. Let me just remove it so it can be visible for everybody. So we have that. So we might see the H4 fair value gap. I'll try to go in long in this area or right here on this order block. Going to the upside, we've seen that our buy side liquidity was taken up. So that is where we had our take profit, but we mostly took our profits right over here on this high before we could come back on this corrective measure. And some of them we took them out here. And then once we saw this, we closed our positions right over there. And yeah, it was actually a good trade over here. So yeah, that's what we have on this trade on the DXY, and that's what I think would happen on the DXY. Let's just take a look at Zhao a little bit so that we can be able to also see what kind of pattern is forming and try to formulate a trend that's going to happen within the NFP, because Xiao is one of the one of the pairs that actually move. So what we have on the downside that could make Xiao want to come down, we have that fair value gap over here, right? Yeah, we have liquidity zones over here, we have liquidity over here. So yeah, we have also liquidity over here. So yeah, we might see that also liquidity, but liquidity on the high side here. So yeah, we might see a lot of that happening. So yeah, and as you can see, it's also forming kind of like a head and shoulder pattern with the shoulder right there, the head being right there, left shoulder and the right shoulder right there, and the market probably is gonna calm down. I don't know, not really sure. We might see that happening within this market, so something of this nature. We might see it happening. Maybe we can even count this as the head, something of that, something like that. It's coming kind of head that's a little bit, a person that's kind of dancing, on both ends. This side, this side, this side, this side. Anyways, yeah. And we also have, let me just remove the head and shoulders since you've seen it. And we also have an M pattern over here, as you can see. We have an M pattern. Now we're at the neckline. We might likely go down over there. So yeah, it's a bit kind of like a bearish pattern. We also have kind of a flag right over there. Now it's a triangle. So yeah, that we might see prices coming to the downside. It's a descending triangle. So we might see prices coming to the downside in terms of Zhao is concerned. We might see prices coming to the downside in terms of Zhao is concerned. Then we have GPUSD. Let's just take a look at GPUSD. What's happening with GPUSD? So we have the fair value gap. We have wow. Okay, we have almost this one of the patterns. Sorry, guys, I analyze a lot, so some of these things you're gonna be seeing them more often. So yeah, we have liquidity zones over here, right over there. We have a liquidity zone. We have another liquidity area. Sorry. Liquidity right over there. Liquidity right over there. Sorry about that. Liquidity right over there. Whoa. Shit. Anyways, right. So we have liquidity areas over there, and on the higher time frame, we took out that liquidity cam, broke structure, and right now we kind of look like we're now. Oh, I've already drawn that. And like I said, I analyze a lot, so we can draw that. So yeah, we have all these areas here, which are areas of liquidity. On GU, we've taken out yesterday's high, and let's just put mark on the order block. I'll just remove that because it's last time took a beautiful trade there to the downside. Wonderful trade. It really was a wonderful trade. So let me just mark the red candle. It's the one that's a bit, easier because that's where most of our stop losses are gonna go. So once we see the market coming out all the way up to that area, we might look for positions maybe on the M1 time frame, on the M5 time frame. We might look for something of this nature coming to the downside. You know, and we can be able to short over there because we need a change of character, a break of structure to the downside, so we can be able to take short positions to the downside. So we'll see how it actually pans out because we want to trade news, want to trade NFP, but we might see price actually heading higher to cover up this area over here because it didn't quite reach the order block right over here. Maybe this is a smaller time frame, quite didn't reach the order block, but we might see prices rallying up. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. So yeah, it's a bit scary, but we might see how it actually will pan out at the very end of it all. I still think we're still in a downtrend. We didn't take out the slow, so I still think we're still going down, and this is just a corrective measure. And we can check on a bigger time frame, which is a D1 time frame, and see what exactly we are doing and what exactly is happening on the D1 time frame. As you can see from the D1 time frame, it's kind of like a huge correction with kind of is it descending triangle. some sort. So we're looking at these prices over here that market is to get to, because there's fair value gap, there's this liquidity area, fair value gap, liquidity. So yeah, we might look to GU, we might look to sell long-term trend as long-term trend is concerned. So yeah, that's what I have for today. Those are the pairs that I actually trade on a regular basis, on a daily basis. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you in another video when we're reviewing all the trades that we've taken, or the analysis after we've seen what the market would have done, whether it went against us or is with us. We'll see what would have happened. Nevertheless, keep your psychology in check and keep everything in check, and make sure that you do succeed in this forex journey. Yeah, it is there for us to succeed, not to fail. But even if we do fail, there's no success that is more enjoyable, that is built on not on failure. Yeah, so we need to fail in order for us to succeed and see our mistakes at the very end of it all. Ciao, and have a great life. Great trading.